Hi, I am the connector, Tracy G, and I am all about mind, body, spirit, connecting with yourself and your authentic self, and living at those higher vibrations so you can have a happier, healthier life. I am a Reiki master. I do energy work. I also am a shaman and uh, do healing touch. So basically, I'm into the energetic medicines. But situation had came up that kind of brought me to see that one of the things I wanted to do, and not with one of my doodly things or anything like that, I wanted to do it in person, is talk about controlling relationships and how to figure out if you're in one, and also let you know some red flags and steps to take. So the first thing I want you to know is that there are signs that you're in a physical or sexual violence kind of relationship. And here are some of the things that you should look out for. Using coercion and threats, making and or carrying out threats to you or someone to hurt you, threatening to leave you or commit suicide, to report you to welfare, making you drop charges. Also using intimidation, making you afraid of losing, of you, making you afraid by using looks, glares, actions, gestures, smashing things, abusing pets, displaying weapons. Also, using emotional abuse, putting you down, making you feel bad about yourself, calling you names, making you think you're crazy, playing mind games, humiliating you, making you feel guilty, using isolation, controlling what you do, who you see, who you talk to, what you read, where you go, limiting your outside involvement, using jealousy to justify actions, minimizing, denying, and blaming, making light of abuse and not taking your concerns about it seriously, never apologizing for it. It's always your fault. Saying the abuse didn't happen, shifting responsibility for abusive behavior, saying you caused it, making you feel guilty. Also, making you feel guilty if you have children, making you feel guilty about the children, using the children to relay messages, using visitation to harass you, threatening to take your children away. Also, using privilege, treating you like a servant, making you, they make all the big decisions, deciding what you do, who you associate with, where you go, they control the money. Don't you have to ask for money, or you aren't even allowed to run your own checking account, because they want to see everything. They want to financially hold you captive. They don't ask for your input, and they are the ones that define the roles in the relationship. Economic abuse, preventing you from getting a job, making you ask for money, taking your money, not letting you know about or have access to family income. Okay, so those are just some basic things. If any of those rang true for you, you are probably, well, number one, you are in a controlling relationship. And if you're watching this video, I'm 90% sure you already knew that. So I'm going to help you with some next steps too. Okay, so the first step was acknowledging that there's a problem. I'm also going to give you some red flags in case you're in a new relationship. Or it could be older, but just red flags that you are in a controlling and possibly abusive relationship. They need to know what you're doing and who you're with at all times. They might even know what you're doing when they're not around. You hear from them, "Oh, I heard you were with so-and-so." It's like, they weren't there. How do they know that? Blaming actions on alcohol, childhood trauma. They hurt you because of their childhood trauma. They act the way they are because of their childhood trauma or things that had happened to them or some accident or injury that they had. They blame. It's never their fault. It's always someone else's or something else's fault that they treat you the way they do. And they will not take responsibility for their actions. Or the old, "you made me do it. Why did you make me do that?" You didn't make them do anything. That is a classic abusive person's way of controlling you and making you stay. If something doesn't feel right, it's not right. You got to start learning how to rely on and depend on and trust your own inner voice. Okay, so other things to watch out for, red flags. Abusers, okay, get this, they actually have a support system. They have other family members, friends, that make excuses for them, that make you feel bad about the abuse and take the abuser's side. They might even guilt you into, like, why aren't you here? You're putting him through so much, or you're putting her through so much trauma. Why can't you be a better person? That is all tactics of abusive families. It's a mindset that is from abusive. It's a dysfunctional family setup. Okay. The friends and families of an abuser will make excuses for the abuser. And if you see an abusive relationship or something bad happen to someone and everybody also picks on that same person, like it was their fault, like they get smacked and then everybody around's like, why did you say that to him? It's still not the abuser's fault. That is a red flag, people. Red flag, walk the other way. Yeah, they'll also say, oh, you know how he is or she is. You just have to da 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 da. You just know, better, than to say something during, when they've been drinking or after they've had a bad day, or, they just make excuses. Okay. So abusers, friends, and family tend to take the side of the abuser. And you might also, so another red flag is you might also have stomach upset, rashes, migraines, actual dysfunction in your spine. I've actually had people who went in and got x-rays of their spine and had the deterioration between vertebrae that was, and being allergic to their own ring or their wedding ring or something. That's your body telling you you are in an abusive relationship or a controlling relationship. You are walking on eggshells all the time, and your adrenal glands are getting wiped out. You're in fight or flight all the time. You're scared all the time. Because what if you do something wrong? What if they come home too soon and you don't have this thing cleaned up, or the kids are misbehaving, or what if you didn't make the right supper, or what if it was late? Or, there's a million things that you have gotten used to that are not normal. You are in a dysfunctional relationship. So let me move forward and tell you what your next steps are. Ask yourself, what do you want? What do you want in the future? You have to really, and you deserve to be happy. And you need to realize there are miracles in this world. It's just that the fact is you are the magician and you need to make them happen. So empowering yourself, finding friends and family that will stand behind you, not call you crazy, not be on the side of the abuser, so that you can get support and move forward in a healthy relationship for your children and for yourself. If you want, you can show this video to your person who you think is controlling. If they, and who knows, maybe you're the one that's like, oh yeah, no, she doesn't do, or he doesn't do any of this stuff, but I do. Well, then congratulations. I'm so proud of you for still watching this video. A lot of abusers don't know that they're abusers. They're good people. They are just programmed wrong. It's literally genetic. It's passed down from family to family to family. And if you are watching this video, you have the power to break the cycle. Now, the best way to do that is to get counseling and take steps so that it is more of a communication is key for the playing field to be even. One very drastic thing that I heard happened back in the 70s, that I was talking to a friend of family members of mine, but it was a lady who lived down the street who was getting abused by her husband. And the other woman is like, you know what? I can't listen to this anymore. I'm not going to sit here and listen to this and you do nothing. That's step 3, is you need to take action. So go to a rape and abuse crisis center, call 1-800-656-4693 or 1-800-656-4673. There are people who are there to listen, to help you figure out what your situation is. If you're thinking, oh, but my situation isn't that bad. If you're an emotional wreck, you're not sleeping at night, you cry all the time, that is exactly who this is for. You don't have to have bruises on your face. You don't have to have a broken leg to call these numbers. It's for people who feel they have no power in their life. They're hopeless. They're feeling like they have nowhere to go. Like I said, if you reach out to a couple friends that maybe you lost along the way, because that's another thing abuser does, is they isolate you. They make you feel like you are not worthy of friendships or family members or anybody's help. They are still there for you. That is in your mind, that has been programmed by the abuser so that you stay. So call one of those people, call a family friend, call someone you know who has always been loving and kind. They will help you get out of it. And even if it's financial, there are ways, there are programs, there are people who are willing to help you get back on your feet with the financial, the fear of financial ruin. Don't let that be the only reason, because your children and you deserve to live a happy, loving, joyful life. And teaching your children that this is okay is not okay. It is not okay. I'd rather see you living in a box or at my house than teaching your children that getting hit, getting called names, putting you down, living in fear all the time is normal. Okay, so next steps. Ask yourself what you want. Number 2, see if your significant other will get couples counseling. 9 times out of 10, they'll say it's your problem, not theirs. You need to go to the counselor. They don't. Take steps so you don't live in fear. Set boundaries of what you will and will not do. And follow through with them. That person I was telling you about, that my family friend, she said, hey, I'm done listening to this. Okay, the extreme example, which actually in that situation, and I'm not suggesting you do this by any means, okay? She actually came up behind him when he was in the barn and hit him with a 2x4 across the legs and the butt. I mean, knocked him to the ground. And he go, what did you do that for? She said, the next time you hit me, I'm going to get even with you, and you're never going to know where and when. And he in that situation quit hurting her, but I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm just saying you need to do something. Pack a bag, go to a friend's house. Another really good thing to do is get friends, family with vehicles like pickups, Suburbans, Blazers, whatever, to come with you when you go to, get your stuff. And don't give them any inclination. If they are really controlling, you can't give them any inclination that you are leaving them, because they will lock it down and make it almost impossible. So you have to surprise them. Basically, when you walk in, you're like, hey, it's over. We're breaking up, or I'm leaving you. I'm grabbing my stuff. And I would actually have one of those people have 911 or have called the police and let them know what's going on, just in case. If they have hit you before, or if they are known for violence, then have that as a plan B, just in case. So have backup. But yeah, make an exit plan, or stop into a rape and abuse crisis center when you're supposed to be going to the grocery store, or when you're supposed to be doing something else. And just talk to a counselor for a couple minutes just to see if you have a problem or not, or if you're okay. But and you can also go to a women's shelter, and they will help you with next steps. And that number again is 1-800-656-4693. If you're located in the Fargo-Moorhead area, you can call 1-800-344-7273. And last but not least, just know that you You deserve to be loved. You deserve to not be in fear. Life is short. Don't make it shorter by or longer by being in fear and walking on eggshells all the time. If you're watching this video, I care about you. Energetically, I am sending my love and light to you to give you the strength and the courage to do what's right for you. And if you have children, then please do something before it rubs off on them, because you don't want them to start treating you like the person who's abusing you is treating you, because they are learning how to be an abuser, and they are learning that dysfunctional setup of lack of control and not equal partnership. I hope this video was beneficial. And as always, peace and love. God bless you and keep you. Let his light shine upon you with love and grace and give you the strength to move forward and do what's right. Namaste.